The Sims Top 40 quarterback countdown has hit number 30, and your number 30 quarterback is?
Yes, J.J. McCarthy, Minnesota Vikings, number 10th overall pick, national championship quarterback. You better start putting some respect on his name a little bit. Stop reading stats, everybody. Stop looking at that all the time. Right? The guy's made for the NFL. He's an NFL talent. He's a big time NFL talent. He is. His arm is big time. It didn't get the credit it deserved throughout the college season. I don't even think got the credit it deserved in the draft process and talking about it there, right? So that's where this is a guy that's NFL pedigree, ready to lead a football team. And we saw a lot of those pieces already at Michigan and ready to play pro football because that's what he did at Michigan too. And that's where, again, I like all these guys. And this is where this year's a little different for me because I think and you've heard me say this a bunch, and anybody that's listening to the pod, I think these rookies, minus Drake May, who's not going to make the list, okay? I think they're the most ready rookie quarterback group I can remember since I've gotten on this side of playing football, right? And that's where, J.J. McCarthy obviously fits in here and is going to be ready to go for the Minnesota Vikings.
Let's dig deeper on a couple of those points you made there, because I think the narrative, and Pete notes here, that people call him a winner, but he was carried by his run game and the defense there at Michigan. Now, at Michigan, he was 27-1. In high school, he was 34-2 if you add that in there. He has a combined 61-3 as a starter since high school. So this guy has won a lot of places where he went. But the throwing volume was down. Pete looked at the top 6 quarterbacks, the draft quarterbacks for 2024, passing volume last season. And he noted, yes, on first and second down, J.J. McCarthy was well behind all those other people. But on third down, he was right up there with all of them. Michigan put a lot on his plate on third down, and J.J. McCarthy, maybe more than anyone else, was able to succeed in those situations.
And as we've talked about too, right, not easy to succeed in those situations, right? Hey, Ahmed, you haven't talked in a year. Now, we want you to come on and talk and never mess up, right? How easy is that? No reps, nothing, don't do anything, but now come on and run the Olympics for us and be perfect, right?
Be difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult. I don't give a damn what you are. So that's not easy the way you just laid that out there. And let's just say something else. You know what the most important down is in the NFL? And where like quarterbacks are valued and evaluated, and it is literally, if you talk to half the offensive coaches in football and you said, hey, what is third down? They'd go, it's quarterback down. Because the quarterback's got to hang in the pocket, make a big throw, maybe make a play backyard-wise. J.J. McCarthy can do all that. He's the man on third down. And he's aggressive, and he can move in the pocket and make throws off platform while moving, sliding, sidearm, throw an in-cut, throw a deep crosser, do all that, let alone just the aggressive decision-maker he is, right? Even my dad talked about it a little bit on Monday. He drops back. He is looking to strike. He is. And he knows he's got an arm that can push the ball into some tight windows and push it down the field. And he's also tough and got great pocket feel along with that, which all goes into the third down thing there. So, yeah, that's, it's playing that style of football that gives you confidence. And then, again, I think the playing of the throws themselves, you watched enough Michigan football last year. It's not dink and dunk. It's not manufactured. It's not like, oh, let's give him a little 6-yard completion or let's throw a screen so his stats look a little bit better and everybody will get off his back. The Jim Harbaugh and them, they don't give a shit about that. You know what they gave a shit about? What they got, the national championship. And that's what's also a great thing about J.J. McCarthy. He's already proven he's got no ego. He's not a diva. He'll do whatever the team wants. He'll never say anything. I mean, he's one of the best players in college football, and he can get to throw the ball for 2 games, basically, and didn't say peep. I don't know. That's positive to me, okay? So that's what I love about J.J. McCarthy. And, there was another thing I was going to say. Oh, here's the other part of this.
Yeah.
Like to bust that narrative, right? I mean, one, I don't know. All these people who say these things, right? I want to go, damn, I've heard you say he's a winner as a positive thing all these other times, but here it's just like, it doesn't, I don't know. We don't want it to count for some reason. Mm-hmm. The other thing is, like, you don't think J.J. McCarthy could have been in some of these other offenses and lit it up? Like, you don't think if, like, J.J. McCarthy was on Tua's Bama team or something like that, like, he wasn't going to throw the ball all over the place? Like, come on, everybody. Like, are you kidding me? I mean, again, this guy, when I stood on the field and saw him throw at Michigan this past year, it was like 2 throws, and I went, whoa, J.J. McCarthy's arm is, like, better than I gave it credit for.
Ooh, yeah.
And it really explodes out of his hand.
To that point.
Yeah.
So the Vikings beat writer has been watching him a little bit here lately. Alec Lewis, he's a Vikings beat writer for The Athletic. He goes, one thing is very obvious after watching J.J. McCarthy for 2 practices. The velocity cliche of the ball jumps out of his hand. I'm not sure it has ever been more apt for a dude. He has major juice.
Major juice. You know, there's the theatrics aren't there, so I don't think sometimes we talk about this sometimes where, you know, Brett Favre, it was like, oh, you could see his whole body getting into it, and it looked like the ball looks like it's going fast, and damn, it looks like he's trying really hard to throw it hard too, so it must be going hard, right? With like guys like McCarthy, I always bring up like a guy like Brady or somebody like that. They're longer arms, they're longer athletes, and they don't have to throw it hard, because they got the longer levers and they put themselves in great positions, and then they have big hands to give it that last catapult off the arm and all of that, to where they can throw a ball, 100-mile-per-hour fastball, and you go, it looks like he's only doing it like 90%. It doesn't really even look like he's getting all the way into that and giving his into it, right? But that's another gift, because he can throw it as hard as he wants without having to tense up or overpower it or hold my breath and make a weird noise to do it, right? And because of that, he always controls power throws, and that's what I like too. Now, we've hit on some of the negatives, right? He's got to tighten his motion up a little bit, and he needs a few more clubs in the bag. That's the thing. You know, a lot of the times, young quarterbacks, when they go, wait, I want to throw a ball softer and with more touch, they go, let my arm get longer, and I'll try to be graceful and do that. That's not how you throw a touch ball. It's actually the exact opposite. Like if you saw Aaron Rodgers trying to throw a little fade in the back of the end zone, or like a crossing route over a linebacker to drop it in, right? His motion is actually like right by his ear, and he just lets his body, it almost looks like you're flicking it. He's flicking it, right? He's flicking it. Yeah. No, he's actually mechanically keeping his arm really tight and using his body, and now allowing that and not letting the arm go all over the place. And then because of that, you can throw a spiral and still control the ball because you're using a body mechanic, right? When you're letting the arm go long, all of a sudden it's like there's a disconnect. And are we going to connect it right at the right spot all the time? You know, and they're going to have days where you're going to go, wait, I don't have the feel today. I'm not throwing a spiral. I'm off target. And that's where I think an area he could certainly fix in his game.
Yeah, the knock on him is that he can't layer it. It's like he doesn't have that arc, that high arcer to it.
He needs to definitely get that. And I think that's where he'll learn here in OTAs and training camp, where he's going to go, damn, that guy's open, right? And I didn't throw it because I didn't get to throw. The throw that I wanted to throw wasn't there, like where I just drive it into the hole, right, and put it in his chest, right? And he's going to go back, and Kevin O'Connell's going to be like, hey, this is open. Like, you gotta throw this over our backer and drop it down in there in his pocket and put him in, you know, we can't get guys open like any more than this, you know, consistently all year. And he's going to have to learn to do that, and I don't think there's any doubt he can.
We're about to talk about other rookies here for 2024. Yeah. Is that the main reason why he's behind them? Is that one of the main reasons?
It is. It is that. I think that's one of the main reasons. And, yeah, the elongated release, maybe a little bit of a slower release compared to it. Some of the other guys, even though it's not a slow release for a longer motion, he still can get it out pretty quick. But like, hey, screen games, quick pass, all of that. Yeah, I think he's one of the slower ones in that department as far as getting it out of his hand, right? So that is definitely part of that, of why he's there. And, you know, as much as I defend the fact that he didn't throw and it was third down, and like there's a positive there,
we haven't seen it. You know,
exactly.
We haven't seen a lot
there's still a part of me that like that general conversation we're talking about. There's still merit to that.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. I'd feel better about my evaluation if I got to see 5 or 6 more big-time games where he had to throw the ball like 37, 38 times, right? Yeah. You just go, okay, man, I've seen every throw. I've seen every movement, every situation. He had to carry the team in big moments, even on first and second down, not just third down, all of that. And I think that's a hair part of my trepidation there.
Well, we have their schedule. When may we see? This is the talking thing. I haven't talked on the podcast for a long time, so I'm having an issue here. When may we see J.J. McCarthy starting for the Minnesota Vikings? See, that was actually a tongue twister.
Yeah,
right?
that definitely was.
Difficult.
Yes, yes.
Wasn't me on a Wednesday here.
I think this is a big game one.
You think game one?
I do.
Over Sam Darnold?
I do. I think it's game one.
He beats him out, or it's close enough to where they want to begin the J.J. McCarthy era. Like, he clearly beats him out.
I think it's going to be, like, really close, but Ty goes to the 10th pick of the draft, right? Ty goes to the future of the organization, right? This kid's played in a lot of big football. I'm not worried about him, like, going into Giant Stadium, MetLife, right, to start the year and being like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I forgot to say set hut, coach. I'm seeing ghosts out here. I don't know. Like, that's not going to happen with J.J. McCarthy. I mean, that's why he's, what'd you say, 61-3? That's why he wins at Ohio State. He wins in the Rose Bowl. He wins in the national championship. He's not going to be bothered, and we'll just see. Was he going to sit under the goalpost and do his Zen thing?
Oh, I'm sure.
In the NFL still?
I would think that would happen. Cool. It worked very well. So
I'm going right away, though, there.
Right away. So then Pete asked this question.
Right.
Of all the rookie quarterbacks, does he have the best situation of any of those guys?
It's a great question.
You got Justin Jefferson. You got Jordan Addison.
Yeah, I think
T.J. Hawkinson.
I think it's the best situation. I think when you couple the talent around him with the coaching, it's the best one.
Yes.
Right? Like, I like Caleb Williams' situation as a rookie, right? But, there's a new OC there. How's that going to work? All of that. Okay, that's part of it. It's not Kevin O'Connell, right? Yeah. I like Bo Nix's situation, but I'm also like, the talent around him is not like it is in Minnesota.
That's true.
Right? So this one, to me, was probably the best when you put it all together. We've hit on it. Their tackles are special. I mean, it's as good a tackle tandem as you're going to find in football. And when T.J. Hawkinson's back healthy from the torn ACL, I'd put those skill guys, or at least their pass catcher guys, and actually all their skill guys, I'd say that's, towards the top of football of a group right there.
And this is how crazy. We're going to talk about odds to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right now, Minnesota is the only team in the NFC North not projected to be a playoff team.
I don't really understand that. I'm shocked they're not. Well, I mean, I guess I know there's only so many spots, but are they way out of the odds?
Probably not.
Yeah, they shouldn't be. I mean, again, I just think that's a team that improved themselves in the offseason.
Yeah.
It definitely did. And, in a lot of ways, hey, he's got a lot of Kirk Cousins in him, except it's like Kirk Cousins with what like the kids do now. Like my son, he's like, can I have $50 to upgrade my player?
Yeah.
I want to make his arm stronger, and I want to make him a little bigger and a better athlete. And it's like, that's what they did here. Now, is he going to read field and do all that stuff like Kirk Cousins right away? No, obviously not. But he's better than any backup they had coming in the game last year, and they did pretty good with backups. And his top-end talent is better than Kirk Cousins. He's going to make some throws, just as we heard from our reporter there, Alec Lewis, right? That Kevin O'Connell's going to go, holy shit, I couldn't call this play with Kirk Cousins. I can call this play like every 4 plays now with this guy because he just throws strike after strike after strike, and that's what I'm excited for with J.J. McCarthy. Yo, what's up? Thanks for watching, homies. It's the offseason, but there's no offseason with Chris Sims Unbuttoned. It's the NFL. It goes all year around, all right? So hit subscribe, please, to hear my thoughts on your favorite team, your favorite quarterback, and, hey, how this season might unfold as we get ready for the 2024 season. We got a better picture, clearer look now that the draft is over, free agency. We know who's playing quarterback for certain teams. So, again, thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe. Peace out, homies. Check you out soon.